Alright, so I have pulled out the old elastics. You can see how stretched out they are. I've got my two elastics here. This is 4.5 inches for a regular one size pocket diaper. Some brands are going to be a little bit longer. If you're not sure, just measure the length of your casing, divide that in half and add 1 inch, and that should be the appropriate length. I'm going to run each elastic into the casing. This is where I've had opened it up. You can tell where I've taken the stitches out to access the old elastics. And from in here, I'm just going to run my new elastic in, leaving it out this much of a tail out here, and then I'm going to put my pin out in this space on both sides. Okay, so now I have my elastics in both sides. I've got my pins in both sides. It's not beautiful, but it's there. I'm going to show you how to hand stitch one side and then use the sewing machine on the other. So you want to line it up, and when you're hand stitching, just take your needle and thread and run it. I like to hide my knot, but you're going to use the same exact holes that were there before. You might need a pretty thick thimble. I like using a leather one. And when you get to your elastic, you can go back and forth several times just to give it a really good tack down. So you don't want to go through all this effort and then have it come undone. So at this point, I'm going to go down through here, and once you feel like your elastics are secured or that you have them in your hand good, you can take your pins out, which they're quite a bit in my way, so I'm going to pop them both out. It's okay, just hold it as still as you can.
Okay. No, it's hard for me to get a good area because your hand.
I know, my hands keep moving. It's okay.
And I'm trying to like show what they're.
Alright. Well, anyways, you get the idea here. I'm going to tie this off because my thread is giving me a hard time. And that's how you would hand stitch that down. And then on the sewing machine, do the same thing. I'm actually going to pinch it really good with my fingers here so the elastic doesn't pop back down, and I'm going to move my pins. And exactly where it was stitched before, I'm going to go over it probably about 3 times, front and back. Back space, okay, maybe 4. I'm going to back stitch just until where that other stitching was, and then go down this way to close it back out. Trying to stay as close to the original stitching holes as I can. And then you can clean it up, but there's your leading edge elasticing. You give it a little tug to make the elastic go in there right. There you go, there's the machine, and there's the hand stitching, which I have a rogue thread here, but get the idea. If you have any questions, let me know.